I'm going to make this game. If you like leave the session, I'm not being condescending in the session, just so you know. I want you to leave this feeling
Mhm.
either that you can watch yourself and cringe, or that this game is like super simple and you solved it, okay?
I'm fine with like hard criticism. Like
Sure.
it helps me a lot.
Yeah. And so it all stems from the fundamentals, right? It literally,
Mhm.
the way this game becomes simple is through fundamentals. And how do you feel about like knowledge, fundamentals, game knowledge, these things?
Oh man, so positioning is my like weakest.
Right.
It's so weak.
Cool. I got you that. So like, let's look at it like this. We'll start with just a bit of thinking and stuff like that. You're playing DPS. Why?
Um,
What is the DPS player wanting to do? What does your role do? What are you good at?
changing the fight in the game.
By
Going for the
killing.
healers.
Yeah, killing people.
Yeah,
Like you're good at doing damage and killing people and things like that. And we're all going to do it
yeah.
differently, and every DPS is doing it differently. So let me like show you something, right?
Mhm.
Do you know about like corner? The idea of like the further they are from a corner, the more in the open they are. Therefore,
Ye-
the more time to kill you
Yes.
have before they get back. And you can then,
Yeah.
yeah. So like clearly, the further they are and the more in the open they are, the more in danger they are, right? So
Mhm.
for example, let's just run a hypothetical. I'll skip ahead, and I take this angle like this, right? Like here or here or something. And I'm playing Widowmaker or whatever I'm playing. Let's say I'm playing Hanzo or Soldier even. Yeah?
Mhm.
So how would you judge this? What do you see here? Positioning wise.
He he's
On the
very bad
enemy.
position
But on the enemy. Like if you're trying to
on
kill
the
the
enemy.
enemy as a DPS, this he chose this line of
Oh,
sight. You see where I'm getting at with this? Look
yeah,
at their position. Are they out
yeah.
of
It's bad.
position?
The enemy team, no,
Can he kill them before they get back to cover?
no.
Okay. So would you agree that the way the soldier's choosing to set up his line of sights is low value?
Yes.
Great. So how about this? How about you coach this guy? What can this DPS player do to create better angles? What do you think like a DPS player should be doing?
Create space.
Yeah, you should be like flanking and creating angles because all of a sudden we know this is garbage and low value, so stop wasting time. And I go like
Mhm.
this, for example. Night and day, isn't it? Now there's much more time to kill. Or this, you know? Sure,
That's very true.
she's got this or whatever, but like that's the idea of DPS. Because, right? Because if we take these angles, we're gonna get low value. We have to create them.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So now hopefully you've heard people, or you know, like this is why you have to take space. This is why you have to fight for these flanks in these areas, right? For this reason.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the enemy isn't stopping you, just chilling. Then
Yeah.
you know a big mistake that happens is because nobody's fighting you, you get here like really early. You get here so early that like the enemy team isn't loan resources yet. They haven't been like messed up by stuff yet, and so that's gonna make your life a lot harder. Correct? The stronger they
Yes.
are. Yeah, exactly. So if you get here early and for free, just know that usually that means that you're kind of okay to chill.
Okay.
It doesn't mean do nothing, but it means like scout, get close, set up the perfect angle, and then see like, oh, body shot on this person, boom, I go in one clip.
Gotcha.
That's the idea.
Gotcha.
But if you're fighting for
So
the space, go ahead.
it's just about pressure, right? It's just creating space and pressure.
In a way, so sometimes by you be so I'll explain it like this. Let's say you were here, and and you shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your team is hiding and chilling back here, and we know like we just saw his POV, right? He can't shoot anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he's gonna do? He's gonna hear a tracer. Do you think he's gonna? Rain shield. No, he's gonna go on you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now you ask yourself, can you 1v3?
Uh, no.
No. Okay. So do you see? So what I'm trying to build here is that like the space you're trying to contest, the area you're engaged, you're trying to contest. Space is controlled by resources. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have 17 bastions. You can't walk there. You have
Yeah.
one HP. Right? You can walk there. So now you answer this. You go down your head. Can I 1v3 this? The answer is no. Well, what would engaging this be? What term did I use to describe what the soldier chose to do? His position is what? It's bad because it doesn't get any what?
Valley.
Exactly. So what do you think going 1v3 is? The chance of success is pretty low, so it's pretty low value.
Yeah, low value.
So the difference is, it's a balance. Sometimes you can pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure, because even if they were to tap you or hit you, it's fine. I'll just break line of sight and get healed. Oh, wait a second. If my team is playing all the way back here, like pussies and AFK, and I lose my HP, I have to spend so much time getting a mega or an HP, And
Yeah.
in the time they could die. Is it starting to click? Does it make sense why? Yeah, I'll make it even more clear, by the way. Don't worry. But specifically, you mentioned like pressure, pressure, pressure. Sometimes you existing and being there for that moment is more pressure than you just shooting for low value. Because we then avoid this massive downtime, which is way worse of an outcome.
Gotcha.
So here's the trick. If you can recognize that something is going to be low value, you automatically default to taking space. So let's say this is low value, right? This angle right here, but they don't see you. But you do want to pressure, like you said. Well, let's say you kept taking space, and now you're here and you shoot him. You can shoot him and like it's much safer. One person, much safer. Versus like here, he can turn. So you can still pressure, but like understand that first, find out if it's valuable or not for you to interact. If the answer is no, just keep taking space. Keep pushing that limit.
Yeah.
That's because especially if you don't have access to healers, you don't want to be trading for no reason. You don't want to be giving away your element of surprise.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you set yourself up to the max success by breaking line of sights, by whatever it is, right? There's so many ways. That was just like one example of what you can do. So
yeah.
Let's see, what else have we not gone over? Yeah, whatever. No, we can get into the gameplay, start thinking about these things. There's a lot more stuff that will help you in this stuff. So who are you in game?
The Xer, Tracer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is fine. Happens.
Yeah.
But like, okay, this is good. You're fighting for space. You have to fight for space. It just so happens that, just look at it like this. Oh, okay, they were strong. There was more people. Unexpected. Maybe
unexpected. Yeah, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, maybe being here would have been safer, or like being here could have been safer instead of the open. You can just min max that shit, so it doesn't happen. But the aim was good. But like, if you were here, for example, it lowers that risk, and you're closer to the mega. So
that's true. Play around structures.
Yeah. Or move towards them, or like, again, it's unexpected, right? But it's also, by playing fundamentally sound, you avoid the unexpected in a way.
Yeah.
Right? Or you just take it and learn, and then do as you will. So yeah, we'll keep going. So there's some other stuff to fundamentally think about, right? Like, for example, you died, which means you are essentially AFK. Like, let's just say you were hypothetically sitting behind this wall, Tracer and your team's losing, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna come back, and then you kill the Tracer like you just did, right? Just remember that. You got value by not being there and then cleaning up a target. So don't forget that, but we'll come back to that later. Okay. So here's a cool little explanation as well. Fuck it. Right? He's looking like this. He's looking like this. He's looking like this. He's looking like this. They're going to turn this corner. They're going to look like this. Okay? First of all, you're playing a flanker.
Crossfire.
Well, you're also playing a flanker. So do you want to approach like that?
No.
On top of that, even more important as a flanker, what I see a lot of Tracers do is they run away. And then they run away like this. I'll choose different. They run away like this. What do you think about that?
Okay.
No, I mean, maybe you'll do it too. But like,
yeah.
What do you think about that? You're running away into their line of sight that they're going to take, into the space they want to take. That's even more important, right?
That's true. I would panic and do that too.
Yeah. So imagine this. Let's say you approach from the back. Instead of like running this way again, I'm sure you know the answer. Bring them away from the space they want to take. Because then they lose out. Your team is stronger, or they won't chase you, and then you can just reapproach, do your thing.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right? That's all things that add up. So that's important. Yeah. So that's why, like, I mean, your team just died, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, don't worry, this is recorded. Everything I'm saying right now is like, I don't think we have enough time in an hour to go over it all. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna juice you up with all the info, and then you can come back to it and then analyze it and learn it. So
Okay.
it'll set you up for almost anything, really. So again, space is dictated by resources.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're down teammates who are not there for the fight, are you then down resources?
Yes.
So should you be like you are now contesting and fighting for space? No, probably not.
No. No.
And ends up going wrong. It feels bad. It's difficult. It's kind of low value, would be a nice
Yes.
little word for it. And what do we do again if it's low value? What's our goal as a DPS?
Create space.
Or to get an angle
Get an angle. Okay.
so that we can kill people that are low, that are distracted, alone, whatever. Pressure from the off angle. Like, let's say you want to pressure from an off angle, right? Is the pressure, like, look at this. Let's argue for argument's sake that what you just did right now is that playstyle, right? Like, oh, you're pressuring. Look, I'm pressuring. Oh, damn. Did that help your team out? Are they going to take advantage of that Ana not having nade and you being out of it?
No.
Hell no.
Nope.
They're not even there. They're not even ready to take space yet. So, pressure isn't always good when it's not valuable. When is it valuable? When our team is there. When we have the resources to take space. Exactly. It all comes back to space. All of it. You know? So, all these concepts like fly through each other like this. It's really nice. But like that decision and that disengage is just now downtime.
Yeah.
It's time that, like, hypothetically, instead of doing that, we had just started setting up. Like, let's say we went this way and flanked from here. And then we can now pressure. And then, like, now we come at this off angle here. Our team's trying to go in. And then, oh shit, there's a tracer behind us. That's annoying. Way more guaranteed to have value in a way. Okay, I like this. That's okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, you just did it again. The arrow example? Yeah. Yeah. And
That's actually crazy looking back. I don't even realize it.
I cannot overstate to you. I cannot overstate, like, just how insanely dangerous this line is, okay? Any comical moment you can think of. That I've seen everything. I've been live coaching. I'm like, people have this habit to do this, by the way. They instantly drop down. They instantly die, and I just go like, "You did it again." And they're like, yeah, fuck." Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous one to be in. It's the random sleep darts, the nades, the Hanzo spam, the rockets, the whatever goes down that path. They're looking down that path. It's so. Okay, good. Sure. But that, how do you say? Nice stick, really, really nice stick, really nice stick. Okay. So, play this game in terms of, right, value. And turn it into, I don't know, just turn it into like your kit, your smokes, and your whatever. Like, let's say you're going to push an angle and you're playing anything and you don't use any of your util. You already know the risk there. It's much more dangerous and much more difficult. You can do it if you want, but like, you have the utility, you might as well use it, right? To assist you in that play. So transform the game into, when I make my play, it's going to be as valuable as possible. And when I'm taking my play, I need to kill people. I need to take space. I'm entering enemy territory, right? I'm battling. I'm going aggressive. And then you bring it back to something simple, right? You got it?
Yeah.
But that's why we need these to sustain and increase that chance. Because if you don't increase that chance, you're going to do what you did earlier and just like run away. And then all these opportunities are being missed left and right, or we're desynced or whatever, right? So we don't really have full resources. Like, we don't have recall, which makes it more difficult. But your rotation on it is great because you're coming behind them. They're not looking this direction. You see? It's great.
Yeah.
Obviously, like no tank, no space, stuff like that. But what's really important is like, I'll actually put it like this. Ready? Like you would agree that your tank being dead now like limits your chance a lot. It's more difficult. You create
Mm-hmm.
space, right? So, oh, bad tank player? No, bad you, right? Because if you didn't get your resources forced, um, and then had to have all this downtime, he only lives for so long. Make sense?
Yeah.
He's only going to distract them, guaranteed distract them for so long. And you finally did the good play, but he just died.
Yeah.
Got the connection?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you could be like, well, actually my tank shouldn't have died here, but it's in our control. So that was like low value because they actually technically weren't looking at our tank. We went over it, but trust me, like this stuff like will fix almost everything. That's why I'm going on it so much, just because you're gonna have to rebuild
No,
your
yeah.
habits, right?
Yeah. I need to rebuild my habits, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a lot of them.
Okay, so now we're going on the good play, but our ram is dead, so we did it kind of backwards, but at least we did it. So just know this is correct. And then how do we approach it? So boom. So we approach into the open and then process information. Maybe we were rushing because we felt rushed, which again is fine. It happens. But we're approaching the open and now you're processing. Remember earlier when you were in the open, you just instantly died?
Yeah.
It was unexpected, but like that could happen again because you might not be processing who's paying attention or not.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe blink towards the wall, jiggle peek, check, then walk out, and it would tell you everything. You know, it'll give you time to process it, so you don't have to do all of that thinking. Like instead of like forcing yourself to solve it, break it down. Like, you know, do that little part ahead of time.
In Valorant, I'm very like familiar with like jiggle picking for info, jump picking, all that stuff. But
So
in Overwatch, I don't know. In Overwatch I think it's different, you know. So I don't do it, and then it's a bad habit, and I just don't do it.
Yeah, it's literally just the same. Like it's
Yeah.
I try to tell people all the time, please do this. Like they'll like go peek info and swing wide. I'm like, okay, so this is what you want to do. Have your body on the wall, line up your mouse, and you know, done. Obviously you know it, but like yeah, a lot of people don't rate it. So okay. Sure. Okay. So sorry.
I did not see him.
Yeah.
I guess so. Like tunnel, like focused. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't see what's around me.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, good. So that's fine, and I'll just give you like a general band-aid fix to that, which is my team is holding here, and the card is here. So if my team is going like this, it probably means the enemy's on the other side.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise they wouldn't be coming like creating that angle. They would be fighting like this or something. And so then it's like you go through the concept of like the arrows or whatever, and you end up being the first thing they see.
Yeah.
So that makes it more difficult. And again, your job as a flanker is to not be the first person they see. And then in the future, let's say you're like, oh, I can't approach them here and here. My team, what are they doing? You know? So to get value, you rotate. You take space. If they're controlled this and this, maybe they leave this part open, right? There's the last connection. Here's the thing, right? So the last connection, when space and resources aren't working in your favor, you're like, first you need to learn how to use your own resources and use them correctly. Then you add your team's resources in to the mix. And then when you like get good at calculating both those things, you add in the objective, right? You can still kind of mix it in, but like if you're like, okay, my team's position right now doesn't do anything for me, so I don't need to go in, and I can't do anything either, but they're giving infinite space. I'm gonna go bully the guy on the objective because he's alone, My team's kind of supporting it. And if they can't get the objective, then they can't win the game. So I'm Tracer and I can be annoying, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the objective usually is like your last hope, because it's an objective-based game, obviously.
Yeah.
Tells us where the fight's happening. It's almost like you can touch a point if you're flanking and bring them back from the choke if your team's getting shit on. But if you touch the point and you bring them back but your team's not ready, it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early.
So it's like a dynamic kind of quote unquote simple thing, but like, yeah, you always need to check when I'm going to create this temporary opening, my team needs to be ready. When I'm going in to do something, make my play, my team needs to be able to capitalize off of that or distract them or whatever. So
okay. I need to pay attention to the friendly outlines more, because I don't really. Yeah,
they give you all that info. Yeah, so like clearly, if I were to go back, like pause a couple seconds and go back, like what do you think about what you just did? So here, like break it down for me. Like just break this first part down.
I'm out in the open.
Yes.
He's closer to the wall.
Yep. He's also in his like, he takes less damage in this, and he does 1 billion damage per second.
Okay, I didn't know he took less damage in turret form.
Yeah. So he's gonna be even harder to kill. But okay, keep going. So you're in the open. Look at your resources.
I have no recall.
You're not even full HP.
Yep.
So okay,
don't engage yet.
Yeah, don't engage. And then look where you disengage into.
Yeah.
Where was your team holding?
In the opposite, like up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can quickly see how dangerous or stressful or difficult this is. Now, the good part is that's the directions they're looking, and he can't really hurt you. So it all kind of works out, but kind of very lucky that this guy distracted these two. Otherwise, you'd instantly be dead. So yeah, you disengaged into the scary place. Which, you know, if you want to get really creative, don't do this. Don't think about this, but like just for fun, that let's say you were here and you saw that the soldier was distracting them from here, you could technically blink and move behind them here and instantly be in position. You could, maybe. Because like this would be a great approach now. Now, Anna's scared. Or maybe they chase you and you can bring them away or whatever, and your team walks up. Or if your team does walk up and nobody pushes you out, you can take the space. Play the off angle.
Yeah.
It's all about what they do to push you out. Oh. But Anna was 1 HP and we just left her, right? Unlucky, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like here...
The thing I don't really like... I don't know, like... Maybe I get to, like, tunnel vision or something? Yeah.
So, remember this part. Okay, so remember this part, okay?
Yeah.
The annoying part of being a flanker is, like, sometimes you have to wait for your team, which you will. You have to wait for your team to be ready to go. And sometimes they suck ass and they're never ready to go and things like that.
Yeah.
But in this instance, is your team ready to go?
No.
No, they are. This guy's in. Not only are they ready to go, they're going. That guy's 1 HP. He's like they're distracted. He's not gonna last forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so because now they're going in, what are you doing? Look what you're doing here. Think of value.
Adding pressure.
Are you adding pressure? I'll show you. Ready? Okay, the fight's going on now. Let's see what you do. And now you go in after he dies. You see that? Remember the term, like think about, I want you to be, or be like, I can see this as low value. Okay, cool. Now I know what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we don't go for long rotations, or there are just openings in front of us. Put pressure. Then when you've played your hand and you're like, I can't sustain this. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But here you go for a rotation, which is a play. We take space when we can get no value. It's the opposite, right? So we're getting it backwards. And that's why this is happening, because we're doing it backwards. We're rotating while the action's going on rather than we're waiting for it. Okay. So yep, sure. I think all this is fine. Because the important part is, again, this guy is making a play and you're here to punish it, right? Like, he's isolating himself. He's overextending. So is that Tracer. It's very different than you being in front of people and forcing it low value. Like, this is valuable. This guy's doing something, you're there to stop it. It's easy, it's straightforward. Because you're alive. You're not the target focus. You're not first. You didn't get forced out. Decision comes pretty naturally and pretty easily. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're doing right now is correct. Very correct. Okay? Because the defender's advantage concept, right? Whatever. The whole... you know, like, defenders are stronger?
Why?
Well, because, like, they can set up. The enemy team has to take space,
Gotcha.
and you guys can sit on high ground as a defender, and you can use your resources. Like, they're going through chokes, and then they're down on resources, and you fuck them up. It's easy. Space is resources.
They gotta adapt to whatever we do.
Yeah, or they gotta find open angles and open whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so like the whole reason defense is such an advantage is because attackers, when like, you remember the setup period, right? You probably don't think about it too much, which is fine, but that's the cool part. That take that idea of like the attacking team is dead; they don't exist, and then translate it into your gameplay. Make sense? The whole advantage of defense is you get to set up when they can't stop you from taking space. So what you're doing right now is they're dead, so I can set up wherever I want. If you don't do that, and you do it mid-fight, well, then you just go over that whole thing we just talked about. You can't do it mid-fight. So that's why it's good you're doing this. But a lot of people don't do that. And so then we got to think of the optimal angle. So like, if I draw lines from where they're coming from, because we're ahead of our team, correct?
Yeah.
So we agreed before that if you're ahead of the team, you don't really want to like force anything because low value. They can look at you, you get caught out, whatever. So you did the correct thing. I think you keep going.
Yeah.
Because your team isn't going to be here for a while. So you have a bunch of time. So had you kept going, now all of a sudden, instead of like having to approach the Ana like this, you can just crouch out and have this angle to engage her. Much easier. Make sense?
Yes.
So, yeah. You do it. All right. Hey, it's fine. You did it. You just did it a bit too slow, and she caught you.
Too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had kept going, okay, all good. Very lucky you killed her because you blinked to the open area she was recoiling into. So, yeah. Okay, and now your team's fighting. Yes, good. And you come from the side. Nice stick. Mash up. And so, like, here. Look at your mechanics when you have all your resources. You're coming from the side. Arrows. They're not looking at you. You've won the space. Your team's fighting and maybe pushing, distracting them. You hit that. Great. Anna's walking in a straight line backwards. You, like, you one clipper. Because you're in control. Because you're catching them. Like, it's all about timing, right? That's what I was saying at the beginning of today. There's not a coincidence your mechanics look insane. When, right? Yeah. Sure. But kind of low value. The chance of you killing her is pretty low. And now we know where they're coming from again. Okay. So, what should we be doing?
Flanking.
Yeah, flanking. We're setting up for the fight. Where do we think the fight's going to happen? Well, that depends on the objective, right?
Objective, yep.
So, you first need to find where the fight's going to happen. I mean, we know where they're coming from. But let's say the objective's over here. They're going to come to this bridge and look this way, for example. So then a lower left flank would be great. Easy, right? Easy to deduce. Okay, maybe you do it. If you do, great. Then we could talk about timing. Does it go right? Does it go wrong? And whatnot, right? So, sure, you should have your team support there. Okay. So I think at the beginning I told. Oh, did I talk about it? Maybe not. Sorry, I've done a lot of coaching.
It's a fine.
But did I explain how like a thing that a lot of players at your level do is that they know these flanks? Or actually, literally, remember how you got punished? Why did you get punished when you tried to do the correct play earlier?
Yeah.
Because you were too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Now the fight's breaking out, and now we're too slow. Because look how difficult this is. Like, they're looking this direction, right? You can't see what's going on here. They have the high ground or whatever the fuck. So, like, this is going to be a pretty shitty spot to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make this next fight difficult. Like, but the thing is, like, you can try and solve it and we could talk about it, but you already know now that actually there's just a way easier option, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even that has its difficulties. So you set that stuff up and then you'll notice the difference. What was like, think about it, right? I don't blame you. This is difficult. But think about the value. Watch this back. You lost half your HP and what did you do?
I went out in the open.
No, but like, what did you achieve? What value did you get?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
almost nothing. And like, you wasted a shot. You got 1 ammo. But we can do better than that, right?
Yeah.
So, like that, for example, when they are turned with their backs, she's healing this person, and you flanked through this doorway and saw Anna sitting still and one clipped her. Yeah, you're probably gonna have pretty good mechanics, bro, right? Because it's easy. You're setting yourself up. Your control, your relax. Look at that. You have the corner. She's in the open. Right?
Yeah.
Look how long she's sitting still. You could have even done this. Crouch, crouch, crouch. Go on like this if you wanted. Line up your crosshair and held left click.
Yeah.
If you wanted. Don't have to rush anything. They're clueless. That's your reward for being in control. This is the one he DC'd.
Yeah.
So, think about it again. Like, the way you approach that Anna, why did it... It's not the worst. But she does now know that you're here, for example.
Yeah.
And so maybe if you wanted to abuse the element of surprise, which is fine. I mean, you're checking for info. I like that. Solid. Could maybe have your head built off. Now this is kind of... Oh, no. So here's a cool little example of how brain dead everybody in this game is, pretty much. I call it like the ducky example, rubber duckies. Where it's like the mother duck. Have you heard me explain this by any chance? Maybe not. It's fine. The mother duckling in nature always has those little ducklings that follow her. Right? Those on a line. It's like really cute. Well, the tank... Well, here's the Anna at the back. Here's the other duckling. Here's another duckling. And there's the mother, right? They're in a straight line with each other. And what hopefully you're starting to like learn about lines today. Right? Pretty dangerous to be in that line. If you drop down here, whew, right? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also at the same time, these ducklings will be supporting each other more and more and more. The thing is, though, because they're all looking this way, if you go on the Anna, they won't be peeling. Most likely, they won't be peeling. Agreed? So, like, for example, when you're shooting at this BAP, what do you think I'm thinking about? Like, value-wise, what's the chance we're actually going to be able to, like, commit and kill him?
I say
Here, I'll show you. So, Ducky, you're lining them up. You know exactly where they are. Okay? So, like, all I want is, like, well, probably not the best because Anna can heal him. And I jump into her line of sight. That's all.
Gotcha, okay.
I'm not saying don't shoot him. What I'm saying is, at the very least, like, where we can anticipate. We can easily eliminate the possibility of, like, it's very low chance, but I'll just sit here and shoot him. It'd be annoying. Like, yeah, I think you scared him inside, things like that. But okay, what do you think you should do next now, based on what I just said?
Probably go for the Anna.
Yeah, you're a flanker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like, so like this is whatever, but if you start shooting the Reaper and the people that are getting healed far away, yeah, I don't know. She's alone.
Okay.
She's isolated.
She's alone, exactly, yeah.
They're in a straight line. Can you approach her easily and safely? Hell yeah. Dude, look at this.
Yeah.
She can't even see you. You can fuck with her. This is the pressure.
Yeah.
This is perfect pressure. You drop down, she's scared. You jiggle peek, bait cooldowns, blink around her, make her feel like hell, and then mess her up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think if I missed some other stuff, but like, I'll quiz you or you know, set you up in situations. But so far so good. Do you have any questions yourself that you're in game and you're like, well, okay, how do I use this information to solve that? Or
So when the remaster killed the Baptiste, I was like, I didn't see the Anna, so I was like, wait, where's the Anna in the fight? Like where I thought she was behind that little truck, the ice cream truck from them.
I hear. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just like lose focus of where everyone's at.
Okay.
I don't know, like where they go, like I don't know.
So again, then the answer to that will be what I just said. That you just gotta pretend they're like the ducks in the nature. Okay, I can't draw. You find the tank. You find the line of sight they're looking. The DPS / supports will be behind that person. And so, because if you're getting low value and getting out and having to come back, it's random in nature because you like if I asked you to, like, for example, drive a racing course, but I'm gonna blindfold you, it's like, are you gonna be like, well, I'm getting confused and I'm lost? Like, of course, right? So what I'm trying to get at is, like, if you're in position to scout them, process that information, and you probably won't feel lost.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you gotta think next fight, where is it happening? You gotta think what line of sight are they gonna be at, and then you gotta really get creative with the map. You know, get creative.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not pressing you too much on it, but just for you know, just talk to me through this. Judge yourself, coach yourself.
I'm in the wrong position. I should be setting up.
Yeah.
I saw the tracer back up.
Yeah. So she's giving space, which means you could sneak past. Is this valuable?
And low value. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing to the Anna.
And again, a person's not in the game, but this should be going through your mind when you're playing or learning after this. Value. Because it's I wanted to be as simple as possible, because it's technically not. When you get in game, there's gonna be lots of questions, but yeah, these sticks are hitting, which is cool. So, like,
I wait for my blink to come back here. I noticed when you play, you always like wait until you have at least one blink, and then you wait a little bit.
Yeah.
More for the second blink.
Yeah, because
I'm the timing of it.
Because I'm trying to get as many resources as possible to, like, optimize my chances to sustain pressure almost, right? And so, like, don't get it twisted with this idea of, like, passive play, which I think on my ranked GM, for example, I did a lot, because I wanted to highlight to people, look, you're in an elo where you can literally afford to process information, to, like, look how slow everybody is, right? But the main idea should be, if I'm not getting value doing something, take space. Set up, take space. Like, you're being aggressive, you're not pressuring or shooting, which you can, by the way. If you have healer line of sight, or you're at a slight off angle to your team using some cover, like, yeah, hell yeah, pressure, you know, on your team's timing. It's amazing. But as I explained earlier, there's two different situations. You just need to recognize which one's which. Yeah. So think about, like, so how could you do this better to optimize your chances of getting kills here? Like, let's just go through it, right? Let's just say, is this valuable? Can I fix it? Ready? Is that valuable?
No.
Cool. How could you fix it? What can you do?
Blank.
Okay, yeah, keep moving this way, for example, or whatever. Yeah, keep position, flank, whatever. Is this valuable?
Yeah. No.
Why?
Two healers, they can heal each other. I'm not gonna do nothing.
Oops. I misclicked. Spoiler, sad, should die, but you're right. Yeah. If you do, like, the Ducky example, you're shooting the Anna that has a BAP directly looking at her. So you're right. It's not valuable. So what could we have done? Instead of this right here, what can you do differently?
Great.
So think of this. Think of this. Just simplify the game. This is the way they're looking.
Yeah.
They're outside of your damage range. You can't kill this person getting healed. So what can you do?
Flank them, go behind them. And
yeah. You always just go out of the way they're looking.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got it. You go here. And what happened? So if you hadn't spent that time shooting, and you were like here by this time, like this is what it would have looked like. You know, something like this, or where's my mouse gone? Something like this, right? And now he's a bit more in your range. You got a corner. He's in the open, correct? Look at that. He's in the middle of the street. And you can kind of pre-plan maybe he's winning, so he'll move up. And you listen to footsteps, and you catch him here. It'll be easy to track him, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, I think I waste too much time, like valuable time.
Do you have another? You have some more replay codes? Oh, he came back. But yeah, like we can go look at some replay codes right now, and yeah, just break it down and try to get you to be able to do it yourself as well. Get all the about all the fundamentals. We can do it from here. We can do it from another code. It's as you wish. Doesn't make a difference, I don't think.
Yesterday I was playing on support competitive. I was doing good. But my main role is DPS, and
it's
in
the
the
same
replays, yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like, let's say you watch Awkward and he talks about like all this damage off angle stuff or flank stuff. You just follow the same rules though. Legit the same. You think about space, resources, your team, your power, what you can achieve, your timings. Can you get value? Yes or no? These are all the same checklists. All of them.
Okay.
All of it. Just trying to get value. Even tank. Like flank rules specifically, like flankers, no matter what you're doing, all have the same rule.
Oh, wow.
The difference on your hero is like your time to kill. Your ability to sustain yourself in space. Like a tank can do that better. But a Widowmaker can flank and one-tap somebody really close to a wall. Other characters like Soldier want like a wider berth, more time, to do these things. Like, if you really want to learn what I'm talking about, like that, I'm going to create an angle. I'm going to engage when they're in the open and then use my cooldowns. And then they're never going to make it out. And I've set up good fundamentals. Bastion. Because if you press that sentry turret at the wrong time and they go around a corner, that feels bad. It feels bad because you fucked it up.
Yeah.
But if you did the correct angle and you just instantly melt them, it feels good. And it is just pure fundamentals, that character. It's a binary yes or no. You can practice angle creation. He's got mobility in his kit. He does this insanely well. He's tanky. So,
okay.
Yeah. So
is that why most of the time, like let's say like a slow TTK like Soldier or like Sojourn, they're most likely to be in the
TTK.
open. Yeah. But like they have like movement abilities. That's why they like peak wider than others. Like
they can get it. Okay, so like here's the trick though, right? Like with peaking wide is that a lot of people or a lot of not everyone does it, but like just think about it like this. Creating angles, correct? We're trying to create a wider angle to increase the TTK. To put them in the open. And so here's the corner I'm at. And I want to kill, I don't know, whatever. He's 1 HP from a Hanzo or Widow. And I need to follow him out like this to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Like this. I'm going wide to kill him. What are you doing to yourself? You're like walking wide. Sorry.
Yeah. Out positioning myself.
Yeah. That's pretty dangerous and difficult to do.
Yeah.
So let's hypothetically say, so we both agree though that to create an angle, you have to overextend yourself. It's dangerous. It's difficult. So this is why high grounds exist. For that pure reason. High grounds. So like, I mean, maybe we should use a different example, right? Let's just say this is so much more obvious. If you go like here to try and kill someone and chase them, you're way more at risk versus up here, boom, night and day. If they have a Reinhardt, you're safe here. You're not safe here. If you didn't calculate things, you're safe here. You're not safe. So a high ground essentially does what you're talking about. So any character can abuse it. They sustain that ability to create an angle and overextend, put the enemy team in a bad spot. You have all the defensive advantages. It's harder for them to get to you, but it's also, that's what gives you your offensive advantages. I know it's not exactly what you were asking, but
no, yeah, that's
but yeah. So you could do
high ground is it. So like right there, like if I'm Cassidy, if I'm defending on Cassidy on the roof, and there's not a healer like near me, like
this is garbage. If you are,
okay.
Yeah, sure. But like, okay, where's the enemy when you're asking me this question? Let's first answer that.
Like let's say on the entrance right there.
Here?
Like close up.
Or
right. Yeah, close up right there.
So they're here, and they're about to go around this corner like this.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, this is fucking insane.
Okay.
Because they're not looking at you.
Okay.
But how many people stand here and then enemy team all come around the corner like this? This is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
You're gonna get pushed out. You're gonna have to waste all that time. You could die, and then you have to do all these things, and you just wasted time. It's very not valuable.
Okay.
So now you just said this is insane. This is garbage. If they're here, good here, bad here. So what do you think you should do?
Not play there.
Or just wait here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, wait and then.
Yeah. And then you see your team fight, or you know they're coming through, and then you just peek out. Ta-da!
I was about to say, because like, okay, Cassidy, he doesn't have like, he can't jump on over the, the wall or anything. So I was like, he has to wait. That's the only way.
If you're playing Soldier, Sojourn, or anybody, if you again are peeking 1v whatever, it doesn't matter if you have mobility or not. It's garbage. You play this the same on Cast, the same on Soldier, the same on anybody. Every hero. So like you're right though. If you have a slide that lets you get out really fast, you can like extend way further. Yeah, so you're right. You can get away with more, but that's part of knowing your hero. But at the same time, you still want to be sort of like creating an angle for yourself. Like for example, I pause here. Now I want you to start doing this. We only have like a couple minutes, right? So talk to me. I don't know what makes it easiest for you. Just talk me through what's happening here. Where's the pressure point?
On me.
Yeah.
They're all looking at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all looking at you. That's fine. Because you have your team to distract. Because like if you go alone, they'll all look at you. But if your team's pushing through, it's fine. You know what I mean? But
takes off some weight.
But there's no team yet. Like there kind of is. Now she's walking through, but you're walking back. So
yeah.
Okay, step 2. So we don't have a good like sort of timing on our engage, so we put ourselves at risk. Agreed. Okay. This is looking better. That was fine. Like your Junker Queen was in, so you're pushing off for pressure. That was nice. Agreed?
Yeah.
And now this was more dangerous. But step 2. This play you just committed to. You don't have your role. So it's more dangerous. No resources, and it's more dangerous. And then you have to ask yourself, why did I go here? What value am I getting by doing this?
No value at all.
Surely, if you're going to take a risk like this, there must be something valuable. But you're right, there's nothing valuable.
Yeah.
So that's why you're losing games. So if we don't have our cooldowns and we can't take space, well, I mean, let's think about it. We could have been in spawn thinking about where can I go? Maybe I'd love to go here, but I know it's very dangerous and I can't do it if she's too close by. Great. Where else can you go?
Up high ground.
Nope. Because you have to walk through the open. They're looking at this.
On the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, you have to do the same thing.
Are there callouts in this game? Like location, like room callouts?
Kind of, not really.
Okay.
Sometimes depends on the team as well. But no, you can just go like, here's the security. I don't know. Some people call it cameras or screens or something. Maybe. again, not very common. But like, if you went too early, right, before your team went through, then you'd be pretty close and in range on them. Be pretty scary, pretty dangerous. So you got to be very careful with it. But the reason that you can kind of sit here and chill is because you know you can't do anything here anyways, and you don't have your cooldown. So you might as well go chill. And who knows? Maybe a 1 HP Genji walks in here and you one tap him. Or maybe nobody's here and you can 2-tap the Ana. Like, who knows, right?
Yeah.
But it's better. It's just better. It's more consistent than the default where you can get, well, we end up getting naded or whatever it is. But for example, we saw they use lamp. Maybe they use lamp because of you though. I'll see. But if they waste their cooldowns, that's going to make your life going through here a hell of a lot easier. No, they lamped because of they lamped. I remember I told you about the default. You're the choke, you're the default. Well, there's a reason Ana isn't nading down here. There's a reason she's nading here, because the highest chance of fucking you guys over, right? Yeah. So, dangerous spot to be in. But you're decently safe.
I did not know there was a Reaper until that point.
Yeah.
Like, I was under.
Nice. Cool. So, for example, they just use deflect, they just use shout, big cooldowns. Space is dictated by resources, right?
Yeah.
So now I would feel even more safe.
And Genji uses deflect too.
So he can't actually beat you anymore. So you have a small window where like this flank is insane. Had we been here already, you would have found her with no cooldowns. Antied. You kill her, you win. You see, like, these are opportunities that we could be setting up for instead of like sitting here doing something low value.
Yeah.
So that's why. Oh, she even goes into the room, and you. Hey, I mean, it's fine. Are we surprised that you die here? Let's see what we went in on for. So we didn't know Reaper's there, and like, I mean, I need you to understand this. So maybe I'm talking too much. And it's better for you to learn or to answer it. But like, look at your position.
Oh my god.
Your back is turned towards the most dangerous area in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I think you guys win here. Now, I'm not saying you have to, but what I am saying is there's a defender's advantage when you can take space when they can't stop you. Now, maybe it's too late by now, but do keep in mind, you did it on Tracer on that one example. I don't know enough about you. We'd have to have more sessions, stuff like that. But I would suggest definitely try to cheese something and then run away safely. Just prod and poke again. In case somebody does something stupid. You know, maybe there's an Ana that's alone on there, or a Zen, and you just 2-tap him. Maybe the Hanzo pushes into you, or maybe that Hanzo stays alone there, and then you flank out, left click into E. Flashbang. Or maybe, you know, all of them are on this side here. Do you think it'll be fun as a DPS player to fight like this?
No.
Why?
Because they're all looking at the same place, and there's a doorway on the right side I could flank.
Oh, there's also a tank in front, and they're close to corner, and you have to shoot through the tank. There is a door on the right, you're right. But you know what else there is? So think about it like this. What space are they holding?
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from going like this? Or like that? Or taking this space now? Or sitting up on this flank on the high ground here? You know? This space is open because they are stuck down here. So you could go here. That's also correct. But don't forget there's other options. Get creative. If they're leaving shit open, prod and poke it. Never start here. End here. You push here. They fuck you up. Come back. Start here. Come back. Don't start here ever.
Okay.
It's like the worst thing you could do. Why? Because the angles are garbage. There's a tank in front. Double pocketed. The corner theory. Holy shit. They're like next to corners. We're not creating angles, which we agreed we want to do in the DPS. On top of that, the payload, by the way, is designed to be garbage on purpose. Literally, if it wasn't, you would not be playing this game. You would actually not be playing this game. It would be the most boring game in the world. It would be like Circle Royale on every map. Picking Rhyme. Guys, let's sit on Cardinal game. Woo! No, they made it shit so that the game would be fun. So that you can take these flanks, so you can take these high grounds. To be oppressive, to have those advantages. So don't don't default here. Don't try to play here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
So like obviously maybe a bit too late now because of her. And so like now, what space are they holding now? And what are they leaving open now? Oh, that's cool. But you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So now this is free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you want to read the game. What space are you giving? And when you push this space, what do you want to have when you're setting up your flanks? What do I have when I'm about to, sitting behind a corner? I'm waiting for my blinks. Why am I waiting for my blinks?
For resources to take value out of it.
Yeah, so I can like increase my chances of success. Exactly. So if you're going here and you're like don't have flashbang, or it could be scary, but maybe you're like, oh, they're all 5 here. I can go wait up here, whatever. You get where I'm going with this? This picture I'm trying to paint, this like narrative I'm trying to push of like, this is how you want to get value. This is how you want to get value.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah.
Perfect. We are out of time. But any questions?
No, man, that was really, really helpful because when I used to play Overwatch on console, I tried my hardest to understand the game, couldn't do it. Like Overwatch is one of the games I could never understand. Any other game, yeah, I'm good with it. But now that you like have taught me and how to see the game this way, it makes it way easier.
There we go. That's what I wanted from the beginning, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're gonna have to like rebuild the habits, but now there are always timings, there are always something we could change, and that's the fun part of like experimenting the process, And the best part is if the enemy is garbage and they're grouping up together, hell yeah, abuse that shit. Take the map. Go rotate. Go, but be careful. A reminder that if you rotate while your team's fighting, they only last so long. And then by the time you get there, could be too late.
Yeah, too late. Yeah.
So
it's
a balance.
For me, like all that stuff that you teach me, time management, I need to be a little bit quicker with my decisions, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there. Now you know at least what options you have and why you want to do them. And, as you said, right? Game is much more clear. And I've recorded this. I'll upload it. I'll send it to you.
Okay,
so you can go watch back over it and all that good stuff.